or Ian.is.weird, depending on where you're tuning in from. I don't know. My brain's my like I feel like I'm sleepwalking. But I'm trying to stay awake, so we're gonna craft. So I have two projects on the hook right now. I mean, I have way more than that, let's be honest. But I have two projects that I'm actively working on right now. One is a packer, and let me see when it's due. Because I don't want people to think, like, oh, yeah, because I ordered this at this date, I'm going to get it before. Um, um, before Christmas. So let me just double check. I don't think that's the case, but why is my Etsy app being so fast? So, okay, because I was trying to print a label and the label didn't print. Like, I already paid for the label, but it says I didn't. That's not right. Whatever. Okay, okay. There we go. I just had to refresh the page. If you're wondering why my hair is not standing straight up today, I put like literally the littlest, oldest product I have. I put some like curl mousse in it, which I don't really like mousse in general, but I was just like, I don't really use this, so I should probably give it a little more use. So I literally just put that on my bed, in my head before I went to bed, and like my curls are like so much more prominent now. It doesn't look like I have stick straight hair. Hey, Roberta. Um, keeps on saying my printer's not available, which my printer's been really finicky lately. Um, okay. So the next one is a warm brown, 7 inches, heavy packing. It's marked as a gift. Oh, damn it. They ordered on December 10th, but it's a ship by the 26th. I should probably finish this. What about the other one? This one's not a gift. It was ordered on the 11th, shipped by the 26th. Okay, so I'll work on my packer for a little bit, and then I'll switch over to the corner to corner blanket that I started. I've like frogged it a couple of times. I'm using the color baby rainbow to make a baby blanket. I saw it and I was like, and I've seen this color a million times, but I'm actually making a baby blanket, so it actually feels appropriate. We don't know the gender of the baby, and frankly, I think gender doesn't really matter. I frogged it a couple times. The last time I frogged it, I thought I did something wrong. Turns out I did it right. So I got like 3 or 4 rows in and then I frogged it. Um, I switched to a smaller hook, which I'd really like to use the J, but it is going to create slightly bigger holes. And some people said they use a 4 millimeter, and I was like, nah. So I switched to a 4.5, not much better, but better than nothing. So, so here's one square, which I'm not even like convinced that these squares look like squares. I just don't fucking understand. Okay, it's not as bad as I thought it would be, but yeah. So I got some tips on how to do it, and I feel better about that. Okay, let's see where I was at. I think I know, but I don't have to double check. Okay, so it is time to just keep on going around and round and round and round. What are you working on, Roberta? Also, I do apologize if I have spinach in my teeth. I've been like up on my daily high, like my dental hygiene. for the last couple days. Feels good. Feels like empowering to like do something, even though I don't really want to do it. But part of the side effects of my new med is that I am not doing a half double crochet. I'm sticking with the double crochet. I posted a graph that someone had shared in another group when I asked the same question. And they didn't like it wasn't about hook size as much as it was about like doing 2 chains instead of 3 chains. So I could have stuck with the 6. It definitely would have been done faster. But I don't really want to switch down to half double crochet. It'll just take so much more time and more yarn, as you pointed out. And I only bought 2 skeins, and I'm hoping to make an entire baby blanket. Granted, I tend to make mine a little small because I don't care. I don't want this to be like up to a toddler blanket. I feel like that just has like more risk of like, being too big when you have a newborn. Um, but I am gonna put a nice big border on this. Maybe I'll do like a fluffy border. Taking 3 days. Oh no. I mean, at least you're working through it. I know sometimes when you're sick, like when I'm sick, I don't even want to look at crochet. I'm just like, nope. Um, I was really sick because I started my meds when on Friday when I was manic. Um, and I wasn't manic because of the meds, but on Saturday and Sunday I had the worst stomach ache. I don't even want to call it a stomach ache. A lovey. Oh, I love loveys. I mean, that sounds stupid to say, but they're just like, I feel like you can really unleash your creativity with those. You can just kind of go whatever way you want to with that. I've made a couple. I used to make them when I knit more. And the NC State, uh, the mascot is a wolf. So I made wolf loveys and I knit like a ripple blanket in like the NC State colors. Um, but I haven't done one of those in a while because I don't really knit that much. Although I think I can crochet it just fine. Um, but yeah, just take care of yourself. When I had that stomach ache, I couldn't even think about crocheting. I couldn't move. It was so bad. Like I don't take pain levels lightly. So if someone's like, "What's your pain level?" and like it doesn't hurt that bad, it's probably gonna be 4 or under. But like I swear to you that this was a 9. I could barely move. Every centimeter, every like shift of the leg would just send like screaming pain up my body. Um, uh, Luckily, Mel had some medication to help me sleep. Otherwise, like I would have gone to the hospital, and I was like, literally the only thing that could make this a 10 is if someone like literally took like a scalpel and like cut my stomach open, and like without anesthesia, like that's the only way. Um, but I didn't have any of the like usual side effects like bloating, constipation, like anything like that. It just hurt so bad. But on Monday, since Monday, I haven't had really any side effects. So that's good. The only side effect I'm having, which is why more congestion, so I have to sit up and breathe, so I might as well crochet. Oh yeah, congestion is such a bitch. It's not fun by any means. So I hope you get through that pretty quickly so you can enjoy some time this holiday season. Um, but the side effect that I'm dealing with most now is dry mouth. And I started out with just like drinking as much water as I could. And I'm not like drinking, if I drink a soda, it's like a sparkling water. So it's not really soda. I don't know. Hey, Winter. And so I'm between projects. I mean, I have a lot of things on the hug, frankly. I started a corner to corner blanket, have frogged it many times, which is why it looks like this. But I think I'm on the right track because the last time I frogged it, by the end of the frogging, I realized I was doing the right thing. Uh, so, uh, anyways, um, and then a packer in the color warm brown. This is the sugar and cream um, color. And then I got my first order for my new skin colors. I'm so excited because that has been such a journey. I mean, I know I bitch about it literally all the time. Um, but like it took me so long to find like a solid range of skin tones that aren't either always sold out or they weren't the right size. I mean, I still think this yarn is like a little bit thinner, but another one of the yarns I use is a little bit thinner, so I think we'll make it through just fine. Um, yeah, so um, but yeah, so I've been having dry mouth and I've been drinking a lot of water, and that hasn't really helped. So I called my mom, and my mom's a dentist. She used to practice like close to where we live now, but now she practices like halfway across the state. And because she kind of retired, sold her practice, and then like literally 3 months into her retirement was like, I'm bored. And so she started temping. So like if some dentist was out of the office because they were sick or had a conference or something like that, she would come in and take care of their patients. And then like she temped at one place because they were like in between dentists, and then the place like loved her so much, which makes sense. My mom is a great dentist. Even if you don't like dentists, you would like my mom as a dentist because like she's like cured people's dental anxiety because she's so like. But I digress. So um uh but I called her because I was like, I feel like there should be like probably an abundance of products on the market for dry mouth. And so I was like, hey, like, what do you recommend? I was like at Harris Teeter's, so I called her and was like, hey, do you have any suggestions? See, the only thing she suggested that they actually had in stock at Harris Teeter was this mouthwash. And when I tell you that this mouthwash like instantly made my mouth feel, because my mouth had been so dry, it felt like a flood. Like it felt like my mouth was very well lubricated. And I wasn't like drooling or anything, but like um but but yeah, like it just felt like instantly better. But she also told me like a lot of things that can happen when you have untreated dry mouth. Which I think I've probably had like a drier mouth for a long time because I sleep with my mouth open like a barbarian, but I can't help it. I'm asleep. Um, but that dries out your mouth, dries out your gums. Apparently, when you have dry mouth, it like makes decay work faster. So it can be a big problem for your teeth. Because like once your teeth start to decay, that's when you need more fillings and blah 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 blah. And then it can even get so bad as to be like a root canal and stuff like that. But but yeah, so and then she was also like, you can develop more mouth ulcers, which I've always been susceptible to because I just am an anxious person, and like when you're stressed out, you're more likely to get a mouth ulcer. Also, so I have this really cute upper lip piercing, which is a black and yellow spider. useful for things that I don't do. Well, I haven't done them in a while. Tell you that. Um, but the bar, like the disc at the bottom of the bar, so it's a labre style piercing. So it's got a disc, a post, and then the jewelry on top. And the disc isn't like as smooth as my former piercing, so it kind of irritated some scar tissue I had in my mouth. So now I have like what effectively feels like an ulcer, but like around my piercing. So I think I'm gonna have to change it to let things cool down before I put it in again, which sucks because I wanted it so bad. And like literally all of the cool piercings that I got, or cool jewelry that I got from Body Candy when I did my Body Candy haul on Ian. I might stream later. My roommate is out. Ooh, you're welcome to come up if you want to. I can drop my link. Um, so I'll drop it, and you can do whatever you want with that information. Invite guests. Copy this. Paste this. But no pressure. If you want to stream on your own channel, I understand. I understand it takes a lot of energy to stream. Sometimes. So like, if you, yay! I was just gonna say if you didn't want to do it, that would be fine. But my mom got like a lot of other things, and like make sure I'm brushing my teeth because my, like I said, the decay can work faster and stuff like that. So I'm keeping my mouth well lubed.
I have to put on my headphones for this, right?
I mean, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Can you
Because
hear
right
me?
now I'm hearing echo.
Uh,
What?
I just said that sucks. Or I was thinking that sucks. I don't know. I
It's
don't know.
echoing.
Uh,
Okay, well, hold on. Hi, I'm
Hi.
here now.
Yay. Is it echoing still?
I think the problem is because my YouTube is still open and I should close it.
Yeah. That happens.
Because I'm hearing the feedback from YouTube.
Yeah. Turn that off.
Okay, okay, now it's better. I can even take off my headphones, I think.
Roberta was like, I came back to mouth being well lubed. I sent you a pic. Um, yeah, I have dry mouth, and because
Me
my
too.
and my mom said that because she's a dentist, um, that I need to get that under control. Oh my
I think it's
gosh, Roberta.
because of my anxiety that my mouth is so dry. Whenever
Oh,
I talk a lot, I always need to drink like tons of water because my mouth gets instantly dry.
so Roberta, I just like in your message, I saw that you had sent a message that I never responded to. So it's gonna be to something that was like much earlier, but I mean it. Um, Also, I was trying to think of how to label your project that you wanted to donate. So if you could tell me how to label it, because I was like, blanket, tablecloth, I don't know. Yeah, dry mouth causes tooth damage. Yeah, so my mom is
Yeah.
trying to get me on that train. Um, but I used this mouthwash literally once, and it was like a world of difference. So I've been using that twice a day, but it's
What's the name of
expensive.
that?
What?
The brand.
So it's called TheraBreath, and it's the
Okay.
one that is in like the green bottle with the orange cap. It's like
Okay.
impossible to miss, but it's more expensive, and the way they tell you to use it, they basically tell you to use it like use 2 capfuls every
Okay.
time you use it, and I was like, this is liquid money.
Liquid money. I'll see if they even have that here. I've not seen that,
Yeah, I
but it
think it's
would be good
pretty
for
new
me because
here.
always, always dry mouth.
Yeah,
Too much anxiety.
yeah. My mom told me some other things, so when she tells me that, I'll post that in Army of Weirdos. When she gives me that, I will post on Army of Weirdos.
Are you working on Packers right now?
Yes, I'm
That's
trying. This one
awesome.
was a gift, so I'm trying to get it out and get it to them by Christmas.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, even though they ordered it like pretty late, like my
Okay.
Etsy shipping thing was like, you don't have to ship this till the 26th, and I was like, okay, and then
Yeah,
like
but the
saw that it was
cutoff
a gift.
date. The cutoff date is earlier, I think. Like to make sure they receive it before the holidays, since like the post offices will be full of packages and such.
Yeah,
I know that the date here was December 12th. I had to ship all my packages to the US before December 12th, which I did, so that's good.
okay. Let me I don't know how to copy text on Restream. Would you mind messaging that to me just so I can uh get that information? I can screenshot it. So okay, I got it. Cool. Thank you so much. I can't wait to put that up for auctions. Yeah, I know. And like I've been lately I've been like more motivated to like get packers out early. I think I'm approaching my like 100th packer.
That's
Um
cool.
j- which is super exciting. Cuz I think I've been doing them like just over a year. So that's really exciting, and I I the last one I did, like people don't always leave notes or anything like that, and that's fine. But I received a message from someone who said, "Hey, my partner, we've ordered from you before. Um, it'll get like $10." No, I'm setting the bar for where they um will be auctioned, quote unquote, or I guess the giveaway for them. So like I literally only have 2 plans so far, which I'll just tell you all because it's just us. Um, but like so if we
Hi,
get 20
Roberta.
$20, which is literally $20 is already in there. So like any donation would push us over the limit. I'm gonna give my ribbon hat pattern away for free for
Cool.
the rest of December.
Yeah, I might have patterns to give away. Not that I can actually give items because I'm too poor to send them, but like,
Yeah, that's the great thing about patterns. And I was like, should I do like a code for my Etsy? And then I was like, nah, I'm just gonna like send the Google Doc
oh,
and then like give people access to the Google Doc that
um,
request it. And then when December's over, I can just take away their permission. Like if they wanted to copy it and like put it somewhere else, that'd be totally fine.
that's
Um,
cool.
but I I was like, that's like honestly the cheapest thing. And then I know we have a furls hook,
Oh,
uh,
that's
which is a J. Um, uh, it had never been opened except to show me what it looked like.
Nice.
So it's never been used, and um, and I'm definitely putting yours up higher than a furls hook. Like, not that furls isn't awesome, but like a furls hook is $24 full price, and
Yeah.
like it's an acrylic or a resin hook, and then shipping. But like, I'm not I'm not gonna like diminish your work by putting it at $10. Um,
Hmm.
so I can't wait to show you this blanket, Winter. It's literally so beautiful. I was like taken aback by how beautiful it
Oh,
was. So like I can't wait for you to see this blanket. It's so awesome, and Roberta, you rock. So I just I always love just like inspiring patterns and different
oh,
stitches and
cool.
unusual shapes, and it just gets me going. So this is really like a work of art, I think.
Do you know the name of the pattern?
I don't, but um Roberta wants to share. She is welcome to.
I like really intricate blankets.
Mhm.
I like interesting designs. Just gonna try to count my rows right now because I'm doing a pattern with repetitive rows right now, and I want to make sure.
I feel like I'm always making packers. I mean, I guess it's like literally the only thing I sell. So I guess maybe I would get some advice from you all. So I have 32 listings, I think I saw on Etsy, and literally only one has sold in the past like year, with the exception of my Mooning Grinch pattern, which sold one up, got sold once. So I'm like, do I take this down or do I leave it up
Okay,
with the
thank you,
possibility?
Roberta. I think, yeah, I'm having that problem right now, and I'm taking down a few of my items that are not selling as well. I don't know if you saw my post about that, but yeah, like I have a few
Yeah, like your
items
face
that,
scrubbies.
yeah, people are just like not really interested, and I've decided to narrow down my um item count a little bit because truthfully, if I'm honest, all I ever sell is these. People go
Well, they
crazy
are
over the
stinking cute.
kitties. Like I've sold maybe 15 of them, and that's why
I can't
I'm,
believe it's only been 15. I feel like I see you making one like every time I
yeah,
see you.
and that's why I'm making small ones right now because they sell
Mm,
like crazy. But yeah, I think I'm gonna take down a few of my listings because really I'm just paying for no reason. So I think maybe if people aren't really interested in some items in your shop, you can do like maybe a sale on it for a little while to see if it will give incentive. I don't know if it
yeah,
makes sense. I tried to do it for a while. I didn't sell any of those, so I'm
yeah.
taking them
That's
all down tomorrow.
that's what happened. It's like I did a Black Friday sale on like everything in my
Yeah.
um I think I did 20% off, which is like super high for me because my profit margin is always really low because I don't really expect to make like a living off of crochet. I
Yeah.
just enjoy it. So it's like pay for materials, make sure you pay for
Yeah.
shipping, like, and then like, yeah, some of my time, especially if I find the pattern annoying, I will charge
Yeah.
more.
For
um,
sure.
but did a free shipping sale and no bites. Yeah, and
Mm.
so I mean, all of my listings, with the exception of one, are listed as free shipping.
Oh,
Um, but I include the shipping in the price because I
Okay, yeah.
think that those get better bites than things that do have shipping costs. Because like if you're anything like me, you'll be like, oh, this thing's only $15, and then it's like, oh, this is $6 or $7 in shipping or
I've not
$10 or
found the
whatever.
difference really. I get a lot of sales, especially lately, and I think like it, especially people in the US buy my stuff because the shipping is like less than $10. But if I try to ship to Canada, it's like 15 and up.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. When I was gonna send you that picture, I was like, it was literally gonna be like $20, $25, and I
It's
was like,
crazy.
holy fuck.
Even for like regular shipping, no tracking, nothing.
Yeah.
Goodness.
It had tracking included,
Oh
um, but like,
no,
I mean, tracking if you go through the postal service, um, then the U.S. Postal Service, then tracking is automatically included.
really,
I don't think you can send anything without tracking.
really. In Canada, I have regular shipping. That's what I shipped your yarn with. Like, no tracking or anything. It's like a few dollars cheaper.
Oh, that's cool.
Because
I
since your
mean,
package is super big, it cost me like $25 to ship.
oh,
So
that's like
I
half
was
of what
like
I
fuck,
paid you.
I was like no, f that. I'm not using the tracking.
Yeah, that's fair. Oh, I'm so excited to get that yarn.
I hope it comes fast because of the holidays. I don't know if it will be here before Christmas. Hopefully so.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like I'm not hurting for new yarn. I never am, but like I still want it. But like I was like, I really want to support winter, and like these
Oh.
cakes are beautiful, and I've been trying to like hold off from so much because I know that I could just like go buck wild on your collection if I wanted to, if I had the money, but I just don't
I
have the
think
money.
you love them. They're so soft and nice, and I was so sad to have to sell those, really. I made a pair of mittens for my stepmom. I think she liked them.
So cute.
Oh, I'm in Canada. I live in Montreal. That's where I am. So yeah, shipping is expensive over here. It's like they say it's because Canada is more spread out and the population density is lower, but I don't know. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous that it costs me less money to ship to the US than within my own country.
Yeah, I wouldn't have expected that. And but like now that you're saying that, I'm just like I like I like I don't understand how international shipping can be cheaper than domestic
Oh, we
shipping.
have a
Like it
deal with the United States. That's why.
well, if they could send that deal right back, I could send you stuff, that'd
That'd
be
be
cool.
yeah, that'd be great. But unfortunately, we're kind of licking the U.S. boots, so that's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
only
they're
gonna
nice
be
boots to lick.
profitable to you guys. That's what's happening right now.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, also, I think that there's so many, because, like, for you, like, there's, like, um, obviously you have Amazon, and then there's, like, what, Canada Post, right?
Yeah,
And then are, like, there, like, other shipping services?
we have Purelator, FedEx, UPS. We have all the big ones.
Okay, yeah, okay, never mind. Point dismissed, because I was like, I feel like you only have, like, one option, really,
I
but
only
really,
use
you don't.
Canada Post because it's close to where I live.
Hmm.
And like I don't really like using pickup services or anything. They always like cancel or reschedule or something, and it's like, but I needed it by that day. So I rather just go to the post office myself. And I also have a small business discount. So I have my little card that they scan, and then it's less expensive.
I need to. Well, most of the times when I ship things, I ship them through Etsy.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
and I
me
used to
too.
like exclusively go into um the 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 USPS um uh store, and it like back before shipping just had its most like recent raise. Um it was like $5 even to send a package domestically.
Yeah,
And then like I tried doing it on Etsy once and it was 325, and I was like,
yeah, it's cheaper on Etsy. It's still that way. It's still
yeah,
cheaper. They have a deal. That's why.
yeah. Um so now I exclusively send through that
Yeah,
if
me
it's on
too.
Etsy.
Whenever a sale is on Etsy, I always do it through Etsy. It's just like if it's gonna be less expensive, like even if it's $1 or $2, of course I'm gonna offer that to the customer because
Yeah.
everything is so expensive. Like I raised my prices to accommodate for the platform fees and everything. Like you
Mhm.
have to pay for your transaction and then fees on top of that and on top of everything. So like yeah.
Yeah. Everything is so expensive. I just like and like yarn, just like you see it like gas, like literally everything is is so much more expensive now, and I'm just like I'm tired of it. I'm tired of inflation.
Yeah, me
Just
too.
give me a fucking break.
I would like to just buy food without having to put things back. That'd be
Yeah.
great.
I don't know why this is the thing that bothers me the most, but because I used to like pretty much exclusively use Caron Simply Soft, the size of their skeins, how they're like so much smaller. I don't think I have any like new
Oh, that's
skeins of
called
Simply.
shrinkflation.
Yep.
Shrinkflation sucks. And yeah, they've done that with everything. Like even these. This is loops and threads soft classic. This is one of the
Yeah.
neons. This is their neon green, their new neon green that they have.
Oh
And
yeah,
like
I've been looking at that hardcore.
those used to be this big, like the regular color ones.
What? What's the ounce difference?
Okay,
Di-
so
ounceage
so
difference. Sorry,
the big
I
one
literally.
is 7 ounces, and the this one is 5 ounces. So that used to be seven as well.
And they're probably the same price, right?
Yeah, they're the same price. They're like $5. Not that it's very expensive anyway, so I buy it. But
Yeah, I've been using a lot of big twists lately, which I don't think is the highest
yeah.
quality of yarn, but it always goes on sale, and it's
Mm.
always like $3 or under for a ball.
Oh,
And so I've been using a lot of big twists just because I can have a lot of colors and not pay a
yeah.
ton of money.
They're the ones that had that awesome Halloween yarn, right? They had like that red
Yeah,
and black and like that pumpkin orange and everything.
it was a fucking mess. It was literally like the stupidest fucking thing. I
Oh,
like and like it's almost like it's like I feel like it's becoming like a myth in the yarn community, because so I managed to squeeze in and get the orange and black ones because that's those are my favorite
yeah,
colors. But I really wanted the red one because it was so
me too.
fucking cool.
I wanted the
But like
red one.
literally they only had three of each color, so three colors,
Yeah.
three skeins, and then you couldn't you could only buy them in store. You
That's
couldn't get them
stupid.
shipped.
That is so stupid.
And then not all stores had them. But if they did have them, they only had 3 of each color. And you're like,
You know what happened? They sold out because of alt nuts. Because as soon as they got their hands on the yarn, they made a video about it, and then everyone went online and bought them. That's why. Because at the very beginning they were available online, like the first few days. That's what happened. That's all because of alt nuts.
oh, I thought they just like never had them
Oh
in the
no, they
first place.
did. They did.
Like because I went in when they said they had them in store, and um and they um they were like, I've never heard of this yarn, and I stocked the yarn, and I was like, it literally says it's in store right now, and they're like, I'll look in the back, and they're like, I can't find it, but then I did an in-store pickup, which I just found something out that makes me really sad. Not really sad. It makes me kind of sad. Because I was talking to the girl or the person, sorry, at the counter, and I was like, "Hey, like, have you got any like other people saying that their Joanne app isn't working?"
Oh.
And they're like, "Oh, I can look at your app and see what's going on." And I was like, "It literally says you have nothing in stock."
Oh.
And they're like, "Oh, we turned that off because we don't have enough staff to do it."
What?
And I had like called like customer support. This has
That's
been for like
weird.
several months. So I can't use the in-store coupon, which
That's
is fucking awesome.
sucks. Why?
And I was just like,
Just give me the freaking coupons. Like
yeah.
when I went to
But they're like,
Michael's.
because they're like issued by corporate,
Oh, okay, I see. I see.
then they can't like undo showing you the coupon.
Ah, like when I went to Michael's, I didn't have my coupon on me, so the person at the register just scanned one from their thing, their little codes that they have for
Yeah.
me since I didn't have it. And I was like, okay, great, thank you. Now my yarn is cheaper. I'm not gonna complain.
Yeah, that's the best.
And I got
When
a bunch of
they'll be like,
stuffing.
just for you.
Yeah,
And
and
I'll
I got a bunch of stuffing for really cheap online because there was 40% coupon and a 30% coupon, and you were able to add both to your cart. So it was just
oh,
like
that's so
all the
sweet.
stuffing. I have like two of those huge bags right there.
I like that stuffing so much more for making
Yeah.
packers. I'm using Polyfill brand right now, and like I got huge bags because I was gonna make a dog bed,
Yeah.
and my dog is huge, so I needed 3 bags of the 32-ounce. Like all this is literally just like this space
Yeah.
is just from Packers. But like I like that. I like the craft corner or like whatever it's called. Um filling more because it's a little bit rougher.
Yeah.
So I feel like it stuffs like
It stuffs
firmly a lot
firmly.
easier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially the black one.
Oh yeah, I love the black one.
The
I'm
black
gonna be
one
using
is
the
like
black one on this.
really stiff, really nice, and like still
Yeah.
squishy, but it keeps its shape better. I feel like.
Yeah, I like it. I wish that they made bigger bags of it, but
Oh
you
yeah,
know,
I would
I
buy
know not everyone uses
I
it. A
would
lot of
buy
people don't
ten
even know how
pounds
to use
of this
it.
stuff. Michael sent me a coupon or something. I gotta check that. They sent me a thank you code because I answered a survey, and it expires yesterday. They just sent it to me and it expires yesterday.
I am so
Oh,
annoyed by
okay,
that.
no,
Let
no,
me
no,
do
no,
it.
no. Okay, it expires Next month. Okay, I was not looking at the
Okay,
month. The month is January. Okay, thank goodness. It's $5 off your purchase of $15 or more and 25% on a regular priced item.
that's nice.
Oh, I'm gonna use that on more yarn or stuffing or something.
Yeah. I don't know what it is, but lately, every time I go into Michael's, I'm just not like really enchanted by anything.
Yeah,
And I feel like it's because Joanne tends to have such better deals. Like, there's yarn that you can't get at Michael's that you can get at Joanne and vice versa. Um, but like, I just like, I'm like, at the end of the day, I'm like, do I really need this? And I'm like, nah. Like the facets yarn, like the purple and green facets yarn. Like, do I want it and do I put it in my cart literally every time I go there? Yes. But eventually I'm like, oh, this is like $6.99
and
and
then you
like
put it
the
back.
best coupon is like 20% off. This sucks.
I feel you. When I went to Walmart, because like Walmart is just next to Michael's where I live, and there was
Hmm.
this Bernay handicraft yarn. You know the cotton yarn, the like worsted cotton
Yeah.
and the
Hmm.
crafter, and it was like candy corn colored, and it's one of the huge skeins, not the small ones. So it was like
Yeah.
$12 for that, and I was like, oh, if I could afford it, I would take everything. Like,
Yeah. Sometimes they do have better sales online that don't translate to like the store.
yeah,
Like they'll just mark all of the colors and whatever like the same. But then sometimes you go on the Walmart website, at least that's what I found, and like it'll be like half price for like this one color that doesn't sell that much. And you can do an in-store pickup. So that might be worth looking into. Because like that sounds freaking awesome.
yeah, no, here it would cost me less to ship it than to go get it, because the bus fare would be like something like $10, because I have to take one bus, then the metro, and then another bus, and then I have to do the same when I come back. So I feel like the bus fare would be more expensive than shipping,
Mm,
actually. So yeah, because it's really not far from where I live. It's just that it's a bunch of different buses, transfers and everything.
yeah. I guess if you know that you're going anyways, then it might be
Yeah, when
worth
I
it.
when I'm going, I always check. But where I live, I don't know if it's a difference in Canada, but their online offers always match the ones in store, or sometimes like they won't have the offer online and they will have it in store, because there's like a huge clearance bin of the same handicrafter cotton yarn, like the small
Oh.
ones, and they're like $1 or something, but online they're like $2.
Mm,
Yeah. So the clearance, my goodness, my pronunciation, I'm having issues with that. The clearance bin is always exclusive in store and things like that. They have a
yeah.
nice green.
Yeah, I have one of the cones. I think it's not sugar and cream, it's like what, peaches and cream. I don't understand why there's a difference in name. They're effectively the same yarn.
They're a
Uh
different brand.
yeah, but like I mean, but they're kind of the same yarn. I don't know. It makes
They're
me annoyed.
similar.
But I have a cone of, I think the color is limeade, and I
Oh,
used it
it's a
when I
pretty
made
color. I know which one
Like
you're
really
talking about.
color.
It's nice.
Yeah, actually, I made this coaster that I
Oh,
never
that's
finished
cute.
out of it.
Oh,
So it's like white and shades of green.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, so I'm so annoyed about the Halloween yarn from um Joanne because like that yarn, I maybe they didn't think people were gonna be into it, which is total
boy,
bullshit
were
because
they wrong.
they were so wrong. I hope that they do it again this upcoming year, but I hope it's the same yarn because
I
like
want
I
that vampire red.
I
Maybe.
want that red so bad. Hey Daphne, welcome
Hi.
in. Um, but I want that Halloween yarn so bad, and like I've tried to find comparable value yarns that are like red and black and like shades of red,
Yeah.
and like I cannot find it. And then people were like, I was like, I posted on like this like gothic crafts group that I'm in, and I was like, "Hey, like, does anyone have a comparable value yarn?" And everyone was like, "If you want a color like that, you're gonna need hand dyed yarn." And I was like, "I
Uh,
can't afford hand dyed yarn."
yeah, and dyed yarn. I have a bunch of red and blacks and like really nice vampy colors in hand dyed yarn. That was from where I used to have money.
Yes.
Uh huh. And now I'm selling all of it because I don't have money.
hmm
What are you cooking, Daphne?
Oh, that's fun.
That sounds yummy. I'm starting to get hungry actually, but I don't really have anything nice to cook, so I'm just gonna
I
eat
ate
my
lunch at like 5 o'clock
food. I'm just gonna,
because I just like slept all day. I've
yeah.
been taking my sleeping medicine all this week because I, had like my episode last week, and I just sleep all the time. I'm tired all the
I
time.
went to meet a customer and then I came back and ate in bed all day.
Well, that's pretty skinny.
I basically didn't sleep last night because I was finishing up her order.
hmm
Always last minute, you know.
Yeah. Is there any other way to do it?
No, no, because the ADHD makes it impossible to want to do anything in advance because there's no motivation.
Yeah. I I found that like for some reason my like because I used to do everything so last minute when it came to like doing my packers and stuff.
Yeah,
Then I have been a lot better at getting things out the door a lot faster
yeah.
in general. Like occasionally something will stop me up and I'll be like, I just don't want to do that, so I'm not gonna do that.
Hmm.
Uh, but I'm gonna put that off as long as possible. But but I've been doing like I'll do like two packers in a day, which doesn't seem like a lot because it's literally only 2 hours of work. But getting my body to focus for 2 hours is impressive. So doing it for 4 hours, even more impressive, if you ask me.
Yeah, I totally relate. Like when I do the little kitties, like I'll sit for an hour or two, and like after that, I'm just done for the day. Like I gotta go back to bed or something. This is just
hmm
so exhausting, and it takes everything from you. I feel like.
Yeah, definitely.
And now I'm at the decreases, and so I just want to make sure. Okay, and then for the head, I just decrease the normal rows, no solid rows in between. Okay, perfect. I like that I can work this on camera without having to switch. It's an easy pattern. I like the
Yeah,
kitties.
the kitties are cute. so the person that I got checked out by at Joanne, um they were wearing like a hexy cardigan, and I was like, I asked because like you never know, especially
Yeah.
like in a craft store, like if someone has made something or if they bought it or something
Oh.
like that. And I was like, hey, I like your cardigan. And like it was really cute. It definitely weren't, it wasn't any colors I would have ever chosen. But like it was cute on them. And they're like, I was like, ooh, and they said they made it, and I was like, awesome, and
Oh.
I was like, what yarn did you use? Because it just looked really soft and good, and they're like, we don't actually sell it here. It's by
Oh.
a brand called Premier, and they're like, it's puzzle, and I was like, yeah, I know Premier puzzle. um, but
Yeah.
yeah,
We know all the yarns.
yeah, I mean, and I've used Premiere Puzzle, and I have more.
Is it
Um,
nice? I've never used it.
it's nice. It is a bulky 5,
Oh, cool.
just so you're prepared. But it's nice. Some of the colors are like I've been like literally pining, which might be a pun, I don't know, over the green that they have, but I don't like. I don't know. Some of the color changes just don't like
Mm.
get me going,
I'm
if
a
that makes
sucker
sense.
for good green.
Yeah. They have a beautiful green one. They have this one. I'm in my boxers, so don't mind me. But okay, so I don't have even the name of it. But so this is Sudoku. All of them have like puzzle or
Cool.
like some kind of, like crossword and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So this is Sudoku. It's like
Oh, it's
black, gray,
pretty.
and white. And then I made like an infinity scarf with it, and then this one is like seafoam green and white, and it I did the same pattern, and it was really nice. Um, yeah, this is all. But yeah, I want the green one because it always just like catches my eye. But then I'm like, I don't know, like I I don't know. I rarely am satisfied with a self-striping yarn. I've
Mhm.
gotten better, but I still am like, yeah, I don't want to do this.
I like I like the Hirschner's Halloween Sparkle. I feel like the stripes are really nice. Like they're not too long or too short, so you can
Yeah,
make something with it and like have it still be good.
yeah.
Yeah.
You've inspired me to like want to get that yarn, but I think most of it's sold out except
Oh, it's
maybe one color.
back ordered, but you can still order it.
Okay, because like they had like free shipping that ended yesterday.
Oh no, that ended.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm gonna cry. I wanted to buy
but they
some.
might extend it. Everyone's been doing so many sales,
Yeah.
which is what makes it hard because it's like you're like, I want to buy all the yarn, but like um, I don't know what to do.
Mhm.
So I'm making a corner to corner baby blanket, and like I never use pastels. I kind of actively hate them
Mhm.
because I like really rich pigmented stuff. But I'm making a corner to corner baby blanket using this baby rainbow from
Oh,
Red Heart Stripes.
yeah.
Um, because we don't know the gender of the baby yet, and honestly, who cares? Because like gender is a construct and whatever. But but like I just wanted to make something like cute and baby colored.
What if the
Uh,
baby ends up agendered? That'd be great. I always feel like I don't know. Whenever people are really, really like specific about what they want their children's gender to be, I always feel weird about that.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I'm
Personally, I've never had a kid. Um, but like, um, I just like, um, yeah, I don't really get it.
I don't know. My mom dressed me in practical clothes because she didn't want to ruin nice clothing, and I never really bothered with it. And
I've been shopping in the boys section
yeah,
since I was like 8
yeah.
because they were just more comfortable clothes.
Oh, definitely. And me being autistic, I'm always like, yeah, please, can I just have sweats or something?
Yeah, that definitely makes sense.
Or
Yeah,
I like,
I'm not I'm not like as like tactilely
yeah,
sensitive, but if there is like a tag or something, I will literally rip it off, rip my shirt off,
yeah, me too.
rip my skin off.
Look, no tags and no colors on shirt. Look, I cut off all the colors. Oh,
Hmm.
Daphne, I'm making a zombie cat. This is a small one right there in green. It's gonna be like this one, just smaller. Like, if you can see the size, it's just a tiny bit
Oh.
smaller. I'm making a series of neon colors because I feel like that'll be popular in my shop. That's what I'm doing right now.
Hmm. I like I want to be able to like embrace my weird side and like make we back to like the selling on Etsy and
Yeah.
like make weird things, but it's so hard to pick tags
I
that people would actually search for. And like because I don't have like a large customer base because like pretty much all my friends are poor. So like literally no one can like buy like I mean like it's like the people that are buying my stuff aren't often people that I know.
oh yeah.
And like I'm always like jealous in like a it's good for you way and I wish this happened to me, but like how you can post on like Facebook that you like are selling stuff and people will actually respond.
It's
Like
all
literally.
just the skinny puppy community.
Oh,
Everyone
okay.
who buys from me is from the skinny puppy group. It's just like at this point it's become my chosen family because those people always support me and like look out for me and have my back. But yeah,
That's so
that's why
cute.
whenever I post something, everyone's like, yeah, let me help you, show me your links, blah blah blah. That's just because we're like a neat little family.
Oh, that's so
I love
cute.
those people so much. I'm so glad I have them.
Daphne, what are you cooking? Hey Lydia, welcome in.
Hi. Just a little break for the hands because right now they hurt.
Yeah.
I took.
I've been trying. I
Yeah.
think I have the exact same compression gloves that
Are
you
they
do.
from Amazon?
Yeah, and they were like $13.
Yeah, those
Yeah.
are the same ones.
Um, they were like the cheapest ones. And they like so it doesn't necessarily harm or hurt my wrist because
Mm,
they're pretty short.
yeah.
Like they don't go down that far on the wrist. But then like which I wish maybe they kind of did. But then they make my fingers hurt
Oh, really?
because my fingers don't hurt normally when I
Okay.
crochet. It's my wrist. So maybe I should have just got like a wrist brace, but like then I might not be able to move as much. I don't know.
Maybe they're too tight.
I mean, I don't think they're tight enough because I have really tiny hands, which I know is
Are they
surprising
the
because they're
smaller
not so
size?
big. I just
Okay.
like, I mean, like
I have the
it.
medium ones.
I don't. I don't even know if I ordered like a size. I think they were literally just in
I
one
have
size.
big hands. For an AFAB, I have big hands. Like
Oh,
I
you
have
do?
big. I have short
Yeah,
fingers, but they're big.
yeah. I've got
Yeah.
little tiny, tiny fingers.
Oh, that's adorable.
Like I like
You
skinny
have
my
tiny
fingers
little
quick, which means I
fingers.
can fit a lot in things that I put my fingers in.
It's doing a few exercises right now.
Yeah, I also can't use it on my left hand
Oh,
because it messes up my um tension. Like because I only do like one wrap around my
yeah.
index finger. And so it just like, especially with cotton, the cotton like will grab on the material so
Yep.
much, and I'm like, ah,
It's crazy.
and all my stitches look like shit. So let's see. So we had Daphne in here. We had Roberta in
Yeah.
here. Obviously, Winter is right here. Um, was there anyone else?
I don't think so. I've not
Yeah,
seen
there were some
one.
people like in the thing, but they didn't really say anything, so I don't know who
Lurkers.
they're.
Mysterious lurkers. That's
Yeah.
that's who they are.
Okay, so I'm gonna leak a little something from my for my uh channel for my giveaway. Not
Yeah,
my well, my giveaway and fundraiser,
go
right?
ahead.
So I've been trying to keep tight-lipped on the projects that I was going to do. And I used to make these paper ornaments with my grandma, and I really
Oh,
wanted to make them again. But like the measurements, I was hoping that I could find like a pattern for the measurements, but I can no longer remember what they're called. So I thought they were called Bavarians, like Bavarian like hearts or something like that, because they look like little hearts,
yeah.
but they're kind of like woven
Oh,
into
that's
each other.
so cute.
And so I typed that into YouTube or into like just Google, I think. And then Moravian stars came up, but Moravian stars are definitely not what we did because those are like 3D and like look really intricate.
Okay,
And
yeah.
and so I like literally can't like I mean like we didn't even have YouTube when I was doing this. So um I don't know what they're
I
called,
don't
and
know either.
I wanted to find a pattern to like be able to share with everyone, so anyone who wanted to do the craft with me could do it. Um,
I'll answer Lydia's question real quick. I'm
yep.
making zombie kitties. This is just the shape of the body right now, but it's gonna look like this when it's finished. Just, it's the smaller version of this. And yeah, right now this one is green, and I'm gonna be making one in purple, orange, and pink. All neon colors, all UV reactive.
Nice.
Alright, you can continue. I was just answering Lydia's
Yeah.
question.
But yeah, so I'll try to draw a picture and like just kind of like basic of what it looks like, and then if anyone can find a pattern for it. Otherwise, I'm just gonna make something up, and
Yeah,
it's probably not gonna be the right measurements. So I want to make those. It's a pretty simple craft because it's literally just like
I
two
love
pieces
paper
of
crafts.
paper.
Mhm.
Yeah, and it can like the way you like weave the ends in, it can like hold like a little candy or
Oh,
two. So it's something we would like hang up at my grandma's house. So so yeah. So I wanted to make that because I thought it'd be a good break from crocheting. Plus, I didn't really crochet with my grandma,
mm.
so I don't think it would make sense to do all crocheted projects. I am gonna be working on a Alzheimer's purple awareness ribbon hat that
Cool.
I have. So that's why I was like, let me just share this pattern out if we reach over $20 so that people can make it with me.
Yeah.
Also, like I wore mine out the other day and I didn't really like shape the like ribbons
Oh,
so that they just kind of looked like X's, which I thought was actually really cool. So, however you want to do it, it can be done.
one thing that annoys me so much about this pattern is the insane amount of stuffing that goes into the head. It's emptying my stuffing bags really quickly to make those cats.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I literally have only a half bag
Yeah,
of 32-ounce um things because like and everyone wants different stuffing levels because I made that like I feel like Etsy changed where like now it's harder to make like customizations.
yeah.
It like
They only allow two customized, you know, things. They only allow two of them now.
yeah. And so I have size and color,
Yeah,
but I was like maybe some people want like different packing levels,
yeah,
um like fullness levels because like I know for me and my anatomy that I need like light fill.
yeah,
Otherwise, it looks just fucking bonkers. But like some people may have a very different body type than me, and they need more full or they want more full just to feel that confidence. I don't know. Whatever you want, I can do that for you. So I made like a mandatory personalization box where you had to tell me if you wanted light, medium, or full
yeah.
um, polyfill. And I feel like people have been really happy with that change. So I'm super happy about that.
Yeah, it sucks that Etsy is trying to limit our customer service features like that.
For real.
Because, like, I'm the person, obviously, I'm autistic and I like to have, like, very precise things. And, like, I would like a longer customization box. Like, I know you can adjust the number of characters allowed a little bit, but I would write an essay if I was to order something. Like, I'm just
Yeah,
that person, and so like I'm the person who'd add color, style, and all the things.
yeah, yeah. I really like. I just like. I mean, most people like use just put like one word like light, medium, or
Yeah,
full.
yeah,
But like, I just like, like if like I know the biggest like money thing is like just the sheer amount of colors I have. But like for me, like when someone wrote that like really sweet note, I think I started talking about it and got distracted. But someone was like, "Hey, like we've bought for me before." They had bought the 5 inch, and they're
mm,
like, my partner is like was overjoyed with it, and
cool.
we wanted to buy the other sizes so that they could have options. And I was like, "That's so cool!" And they're like, "Thank you so much for bringing so much gender euphoria to
That's
like
really
to to us and stuff like that." And I was like, "This rocks! Like this
yeah,
is so cool and sweet." And I was like, that's what I'm doing it for. So I made them like I honestly I they had ordered a 7 inch and a 3 inch, and I mean like my envelope size is not very large. I think it's like maybe like 8 by 10 or
yeah,
6 by 10 or something. So like I was like I jammed those packers in there, And typically, when people are repeat buyers, I like to make them something a little extra just for being cool.
Yeah.
Um, and like supporting me. So I just like find like whatever yarn. Like I think I made like a trans like stuffed kitty
Oh, that's
for
cute.
Halloween, and I was like, let me just throw this in there. And but like because there was literally no room, I was like, what can I do with like no room? And I was like, I did like a little square like, and I watercolored it.
Oh,
I used white crayon to like just put the words like trans joy, and then
oh,
I
that's
like
so
painted
sweet.
it the trans flag colors, which I had to use like light gray in the middle, otherwise you wouldn't be able to see the crayon. And then I put like a little hearts on it
I
and stuff like
always
that. But
I always do a handwritten note, and then I always give people these washi tape rolls because
mm,
Amazon shipped me a bunch of these, like hundreds of these, and it was a mistake. So, whoa, sorry. This one says Happy Halloween. It's just a banner that says Happy Halloween.
mm.
And then I have a bunch of those like little ghosties and pumpkins right there. It's adorable.
That's so cute.
But yeah,
I,
it just came and it was big rolls like these, tons of big rolls like these.
wow.
And so I'm just like, I gotta get rid of that somehow. I just need one or two for myself of
Yeah.
each color.
Yeah, I do have to pay for them, but I get like packs of like 50 or 60 like trans stickers,
Yeah,
and then I give stickers to people.
yeah, I give
So like
stickers
everyone
too.
gets stickers, um and uh yeah, I always like to do that. You got a new crochet hook. What kind of crochet hook did you get?
Cool.
That's, like, always the best feeling. I
Yeah,
mean, new yarn is obviously super fun,
a new
but getting a
shiny
cool new
crochet.
crochet hook, love it. I don't really need most crochet hooks anymore. I have, like, every size and a couple different type and a couple different brands, so it's not something I really buy for myself anymore.
Me neither. I have my one set of Aries furls that I was trying to sell because I needed the money, but then, like, even if I sell them, I'll just get myself a cheap pack of whatever hooks.
Mhm.
But yeah, no, I don't really buy them. Not that I can afford them anyway, but you know. I really miss the candy shop hooks though. That was a sad thing to sell.
I know they were, like, handmade, everything's handmade, blah, 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 except for the new,
Yeah.
uh, silver streamlines, which I actually don't love that much.
No?
Well, I just wish they went smaller with it because, like,
Oh yeah.
it's metal, so you can. It's from Hobby Lobby. I will message you on Facebook. Okay. Um, I gotta admit, I'm having a really hard time not shit talking.
About Hobby Lobby? Yeah, I feel you. Same.
I don't want to be like I don't want to control what anyone buys with their money, and I'm very clear about what I buy with my money.
Yeah.
And so I never want to like try to like control that, but like it's hard for me to be like, yay.
Yeah, whenever I read that name, I'm just like, that or Chick-fil-A. When people are like, oh, I like my Chick-fil-A, blah, blah, blah. I'm just like, with your side of oppression, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm done
Like,
with the body.
oh, nice. It looks so good.
It's
Oh my
glowing
gosh, that would make
green.
such an incredible uh fuck. Um from Invader Zim.
Yeah, I know
You know what I'm talking
exactly.
about? I don't. Yeah, for some reason my brain doesn't work. But yeah, every time like people are like, you know, like, and I think that like when you're raised like in the South, where like Chick-fil-A is really from,
Yeah.
like they're I think it's from here. But like every time uh like people are like, I don't mind gays at all, but like that chicken is just so good. I'm like,
What the? There are better chickens in the world.
no,
You could literally get something better at the grocery store and
I
cook it
know, but people are
yourself.
like brainwashed into thinking that that's the only like juicy chicken out there, and that's just not true, especially
Mm,
not anymore.
there,
So
like,
it's like,
I don't know. We don't have it in Canada, but I feel like you could find better.
yeah, yeah, and they've done this weird like ad campaign uh like recently where like they put like they have like a couch, like a casting couch,
A
basically.
casting couch.
Um, and they like they'll be like it'll be a customer and it'll be an employee and they'll be like, oh my gosh, this employee was so good and like, oh, they made my experience so great, and I'm just like, this is a fast food employee. Like, I can't like I worked in like I guess like semi fast food. I worked in at Domino's for hey Roberta, no problem. I know. You've been working
Domino's is
hard.
good though. It's
Your sleep
yummy.
schedule is just as crazy as mine, I think. So, um, I definitely skipped a step in this packer, but I actually really don't care. It still fits the bill. It's just a little shorter than normal. But anywho, um, but yeah, like, but it's just weird. And then I literally have always had a problem with people telling me to have a blessed day. I know that's my problem, not
Mm,
anyone else's problem. I get it. But like, don't like presume to know like what I
yeah.
do or do not believe in. And like, so like, and like other places, like it would happen here or there. It would like depend on the person, but it's literally part of their script. So like, and like I've known some of like the meanest, nastiest, dirtiest, like grossest, sluttiest people that worked at Chick-fil-A.
Hmm.
And I'm like, your self-righteous bullshit is too fucking much for me right now. Be gone. But I'm a really friendly person. But no, I don't support Chick-fil-A or which my wife has always said about, and I'm like, you're literally in like technically a same sex like sex
Yeah.
relationship. And then you're married to someone who's trans. You yourself are pansexual. Your husband is pansexual. Like literally none of this is like code.
None of it
Like,
is straight. That's what it is.
yeah, like we're the least straight couple out there. And well, I guess like but if people viewed me as a dude, which I hope, but I get less because of my chest. But anyways, um,
The queerness is in the heart. So even if you're a guy with a woman, you're still
yeah,
queer.
yeah, we're still here and we're still queer.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like the last time I shopped at I like to call it hell, and I like write it out so like the E and the first L are in like quotation marks, and then the H and the L for the name of the store. Um, but like the last time I shopped there, they were having like one of their crazy, crazy, crazy like clearances or whatever they do.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's okay. I think I've literally only shopped there once, anyways. I've been in more than once, but I think I've only ever bought stuff
I taught
once.
my daughter to say, "You have the day you deserve." Yeah, Roberta, I love that.
Roberta is like Roberta, I love you so much. I love that you are yes, I'm in love with Roberta because Roberta has
Deserve.
like
That is so
literally no
perfect.
fucks left to give. She just does not care. I love
Okay,
it.
I'll be right back. Just going to the bathroom real quick, so I'll mute myself.
How dare you go to the bathroom?
Yeah, I know, right?
I'm gonna go get some no, not because you're old. You just have no fucks to give. I love that. Like I feel like we have like very like I want to grow up to be you. Because you just like I just love your attitude towards things. It's awesome. I will keep an eye out for you. Um, yeah. But I bought from Hobby Lobby when they were having this really good sale, and I like took it as like, well, they're basically not making any money because it's so clogged years ago, and my my give a darn broke ban on 1999. Yeah, that's the real Y2K. um, but um, yeah, I was like, oh, I'm basically stealing from them because they're not making money on this yarn. And then I was thinking later on, um, I was like, you know what? They still got my money. And even like, even if someone else bought that yarn and they did lose money, they still had more money than they had to begin with. So I
Really?
was like, even though I feel like I'm stealing from them and like they're losing money, no, they're still getting money
Yeah.
from me. And I was like, no, I'm not going to do that anymore.
Mm.
Because they do have crazy sales, like in a million years. My Hobby Lobby was so
Is it
terrible about
like a
like,
yearly sale or something? Their big clearance thing?
yeah,
Yeah, okay.
but like, I thought I was being so clever and like sneaking around, being like the queer queerdo. I don't
Yeah.
know. um,
But
and
then they don't really care. Like, it's not
yeah,
like
they
the
still have more
CEO
money
is.
than they would if I never bought anything.
Yeah, and it's not like the CEO is there and you're like, haha, I'm queer and I'm buying from you. They're just getting money and they don't give a fuck.
Oh, that sounds so fun, Lydia. Joanne has like a really good sale on like all their leftover Halloween stuff. And I was thinking about getting like one of the gingerbread haunted houses and doing that for a gingerbread house. And it was like so cheap. But then I was like, I hate the way that like pre-made gingerbread tastes.
Mm.
Like sometimes it's not so bad, and sometimes it's like really like you can tell this was from like 2 years ago. It didn't. If I were gay, I'd walk in and act as queer as possible, like out there. Yeah, well, like I mean, like the employees, like there's like been complaints against like employees, um, where like I think someone asked for like, hey, like, do you have any like I posted this article the other day, and like uh, a customer was like, hey, do you have any Hanukkah decorations? And the like the employee was literally like, we don't have anything for your kind here.
Ew.
Right? So like, okay, let's add anti-Semitic on your
Yep.
shit. Like,
Yep.
ugh.
What? Gross.
Yeah, and the employee didn't
Ew.
get in trouble. Yeah, it's like it's not. It's just like the whole environment is like.
Mm.
I mean, like, I feel like you can look at me, you can look at Winter and be like, those people are definitely in the community, right? Which is kind of the point. But like, it's not that they like necessarily make you feel uncomfortable for being queer.
Mm.
It's just you know that whether someone says something or not, they don't want you there.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. It's like you have to deal with knowing that everyone in there denies or hates your existence. And I don't want to go places like that. I don't want to spend my money in places like that. Fuck them. So, so that's my attitude. Because I do act as gay as possible because I'm gay. And it's just like, I mean, like, they're just not tolerant people. I mean, the CEO is probably busy fucking trying to find the Ark of the Covenant. Some bullshit. You know, they like dealt with like stolen antiquities. They lied about other antiquities. Like
Oh.
they're just a really fucked up company. Like not just in like their morals, but like in like everything they do. So, anyways, but if you want to buy from them, I'm not going to stop you. I'm not going to tell you no. I'm just telling you my opinions on them. So, do whatever you want. I'm not shaming you by any means because you have the right as an American and as a human
Yeah.
uh,
We're
to
not
do whatever
shaming
you
you.
want.
We're just shaming Hobby Lobby.
Yeah. And we're just stating our reasons for not shopping there. Yeah, the first time I met Granny D, we met at a Hobby Lobby because we used to live like an hour away from each other. So we met like at a Hobby Lobby, like halfway in between. Um, and I was just like, when she was like, let's meet at Hobby Lobby, I was like,
She was more qualified, but they were giving it to the man because he had a family. Oh boy.
oh, yeah. I mean, like, yeah. I mean, it could have even just been because he was a man,
Yeah,
because,
because the
like,
family thing sounds
privilege is,
like a
like,
bullshit
real.
excuse. Like, excuse me, but it just seems like an excuse they gave. More
Yeah.
often than not.
Or he, like, really made it into a sob story, which, like, some people are very sensitive to,
Yeah.
which I understand, you know, but, like, that doesn't make for a better employee just because
Mm.
they have a job. I mean, not a job, a family. It doesn't make for a better employee, but I do hate to hear that because people who are qualified for a job should be able to do it. And then like I
Yeah.
also hate this the term overqualified. I'm like, I mean, geez, she has a mother to support. Yeah, but
Mm.
she probably didn't bring you up because she didn't want to like use
Yeah.
you as a tool to like get you know pity. She went in there confident probably and just showed what she had that she was really qualified for. Sometimes it doesn't shake out. I do hate to hear that though. um there's this like really well-known trans man on like Instagram, and he like just talking about like toxic masculinity and male privilege and stuff like that. Because it's weird when you switch the flip. I was kidding about supporting me. But she could have said it. I mean. You know, they don't know if it's the truth or not. Um, but yeah, I feel like you should get along with your own qualifications rather than like nepotism or
Yeah.
sob stories. But sometimes people just feel bad for people and want to give them a chance, even though you know they're not necessarily qualified or something like that. So, um, yeah, right here, no scratching. But okay, so this guy was talking. I feel like he was on like someone else's channel, like like maybe it was the Trevor Project. I don't know, something like that.
Mm.
But he was like, you know, one day I was like walking down the street and there was someone who like appeared to be female, like 30 feet, 40 feet, whatever, in front of me. And like they kept on like looking back. And so he, like being conditioned to, kept looking back, like who's following us? And then he realized that it was him because you know, he, you know, goes out, appears as a cis man,
Yeah.
like so like made her feel uncomfortable. And he was like, I felt sick, like I felt like terrible because like I know that feeling. I lived with that feeling for like 18 or 20 years or however
Yeah.
long he before he came out. And then he was like, and like now I'm like causing it to other people. And he was like, that's fucked.
That's
it's
messed up.
it's a terrible feeling. And like
That's a
while that doesn't
point
happen to me
you
too often.
never wanna
Yeah.
pick up. Uh, like I often wear my big platforms. They're 5-inch platforms. I'm
Nice.
a rather small person. Like I'm 5'3", but on those I'm like 5'8", and like sometimes I walk near uh women or something, and like I see how they look at me now that I'm less female presenting than I used to be, and like that's not a nice feeling. I
Yeah.
still get scared when men walk by me.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I'll always have that fear. And
Yeah,
then like I think there's like a layered fear on top of that that they'll see through and like clock me as a trans person, and then I'm gonna get like beat the fuck up.
yeah,
And so it's like, and then also I'm queer, so it's like granted that I am like married to a woman, so I guess that's like maybe better in some people's eyes, or I don't know. But I like whenever I go into the men's bathroom, like I've gotten more comfortable. I'd be jealous you could walk in platforms. um, but yeah, I'm pretty jealous that you can walk on platforms. I have like a pair of like 2-inch like zip up high top. They look like Converse, but
mm,
they're not
yeah.
Converse because they were much cheaper. That I think I got from Killstar, which apparently is a bad company. I I don't know
They're
anything.
problematic. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't really know that uh, before I bought from them.
Mm.
So I'll have to do my own research and see how I feel about that. But I haven't bought from them since because like, they just had a really good sale on. And it was like, you're telling me I can get $20 platform shoes? Okay. So that's what I wore to Pride, along with my booty shorts, jockstrap, and sweet ass bulge. Um, Although it did do some weird things with like the booty shorts because like they come like right between your thighs, right? And so you're like, it just kind of looks like they don't quite fit right when in fact like you're just living. um, but yeah, I am like, I used to be super afraid of going into the men's bathroom, and so I just wouldn't go to the restroom when I was like out anywhere. And then like I feel like men's restrooms are actually like way more chill than like female bathrooms, because like there's been like fear instilled in females, especially around trans people using their restroom. And like they're always like the women and the children, the women and the children. That's like the
Oh
argument for
boy.
all of this shit. And then so like I feel like it's a lot more scary and dangerous for like trans women or like femme presenting women or people. Um but like for me, like I realize like guys make an effort to not look at you while you're in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Like actively make an effort to not look at you. And so it's almost like because if you look, you're gay. If you make eye contact, you're gay. Which is so stupid.
That's silly.
It's so stupid. But like because of that, no one gives a shit.
Oh,
But also, like if you're AFAB, you have to use the stall. Usually there's
yeah.
only one stall. And so if someone is going number two, you're
Uh,
like you look like the person. Like I saw a trans man comedian, and he was like, you know what I hate doing when I'm at the club and I just need to go pee and I've got to wait outside the stall. And he's like, no one wants to be the person pooping at the club. I
mm,
was like, yeah, that's definitely what it looks like. um, seriously, who's looking at each other or going to the restroom? Crochet a treadmill. Uh, oh, is that to me? Oh, yep, getting
it's
on that.
good.
Um, with a little person on it, it'll be cute.
I
Oh, are
don't
you
know.
being
Yeah, it
serious?
would.
Okay. Um, yeah. Okay. Okay. I mean, I like about 50 things in front of that. I always hold hands with the homies in the bathroom. You just like hold each other's junk for them. Yeah, I don't fucking get it, but like whatever. It works in my to my advantage. But like, I don't think that like necessarily like people are like I do think in when I've been in the female restroom, it's like I don't know what like the compulsion is, but like if two of you are washing your hands at the same time, that like you like look over and you're like, oh my gosh, I love your bag, and they're like, oh my gosh, I love your sweater. Like or like if you see someone, um oh, when your hand was broken so your buddy helped you wipe, that is a true fucking homie. um I don't even know if my wife my wife would. I do know that she would, but I don't think I have a single friend. I think they would be like, dude, you're just gonna smell like shit for a while. Just take a shower. I really want a bidet just so that I can be like hands free, but that's beside the point. But yeah, I just feel like it's like a lot more like everyone just focuses on their own stuff in the men's, and then like in the women's, I feel like we almost like I like almost felt like a social like responsibility to be like present in there.
Yeah.
And like especially like if there's like someone like because like sometimes they have like couches in there for people who are like doing
You
breastfeeding.
would wipe people's ass for free. Not mine.
Yeah, I'm gonna say pass on my behalf, but
Yeah.
I am sure that there is actually I know for a fact there's kinks that do
Yeah.
accommodate that. So follow your dreams. Uh,
Ian, I just did something inhuman.
what?
I just tried to explain to a cishet person what biphobia is. because someone was asking questions on a thread on a Facebook group. It's like chosen family kind of thing, like
Mhm.
a group where you try to find your chosen family, and the person was asking for advice on what we would like allies to know about, and like I was like I just like explain that you have to never want you have to always be careful not to out someone even if you think the person you're outing them to is safe. Like if someone doesn't know uh X person is bisexual, don't tell them, even if they're gay, even if they're whatever. Like you never out someone else, because for example, maybe that one person is safe, but the next person is not, if you know what I mean. And like there's still a lot of homosexual people who are totally against bisexuality, you
Yeah.
know. And I
I
was
just want to
trying to explain
highlight
that.
this comment of uh, Thernody. Sorry, Thernody. I'm sorry if I can't say your name right. Saying that I'll wipe your ass. Uh, to IRL traded, and I just want to just highlight the camaraderie in the chat. Really appreciate that. So,
Yeah.
and yes, Roberta, I do think that would require a hefty tip. If a bathroom attendant had to
For sure.
wipe your ass. I don't think that's what they signed up for. But anyway, sorry I interrupted your story. Yeah, there's a lot of
So
bi.
yeah, and the person answered me that they don't understand why a gay person would be against that and why they shouldn't out us. And I was just like, yeah, sadly there's still a lot of division within the LGBT community. We're not always a big happy family. There's a lot of hate and there's a lot of transphobia and all that. So I'm just trying to explain to that person that no, it's not necessarily safe to out a person even within the LGBT community. So
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's like there's so many subsections under the LGBTQ
yeah,
plus like umbrella, and there are a ton of disagreements. I mean, like there are
yeah.
gay people, like like uh
And the LGB
past, like
people,
gay people who are like against femme
yeah,
gay people, like and like um like body shaming is a huge thing in the LGBTQ plus
it
community.
is.
Biphobia, you're totally right. And like I will freely admit, I'm not saying it's right. But like there was like a small portion of my life where like I was kind of like I wasn't I didn't I wasn't mad at bi people for being bi. Um, but I just like I had my heart broken like so many times. Not really heartbroken, but I just got hurt a lot in relationships when I did date bi people, because if they'd leave me to go date someone of the opposite sex, um, I would just be like, okay, so it was never gonna be enough. So I had these like internalized feelings. That was
Mm.
me. Yeah, body shaming is a huge thing in uh, any community, unfortunately. Yeah, you're absolutely right. But yeah, it's like it's pretty hardcore in some parts of the community, unfortunately.
Oh my goodness, it's so true.
Uh, there are queer people who are not okay with trans folks. Um,
Yeah, the LGB folks.
yeah, and then like there's also trans people who were against other types of trans people, which I find the most ridiculous.
And biphobia is a thing for sure. And it's destructive.
Yeah.
I face a lot of it personally because I'm agender. For those who don't know, in the chat, agender is like when you either don't experience gender at all. So I don't feel like I'm a girl or a man or a boy or whatever, you know. I'm not, and I'm not non binary either. Like, I'm not a combination of anything. I just don't feel gender. And, you know, there are slight differences on how other agender people might identify, but that's basically it. Is I don't experience it at all. So like I get so much shit because of that, because people are like, whatever, that makes no sense, blah blah blah. If you know what I mean. So
I think the minute that you stop holding on to what a gender is supposed to look or
yeah,
sound like, I think the grayness of not being in the binary, however that may appear,
yeah,
um, I feel like that really shows, um, like, just like, I mean, it's like, I think probably more people would identify that way because like they really like don't care. This
mm-hmm.
that reminded me, I got misgendered. I went to the ABC store, which is the liquor store. I didn't know if they called them that in Canada, but I went to the ABC store. We've been out of stuff for a while. We haven't been really drinking that much. But for the holidays, I was like, these things happen, so let me go replenish our stock. And uh I don't know if this person was in the community or just like a funny person, but like, you know, so I had kind of my hands full like this with like a paper bag. I don't know why they give you paper bags for heavy glass bottles, but whatever. uh, and uh you know, I was like, so I was trying to open the doors. All the doors for the exit are like you can push, which is good because I didn't have my hands to pull. And so they were right behind me, and you know, I was like, yeah, I gotta use other parts of my body to open the doors. I was just like using my hips and stuff like that. And he's like, you got a good Santa sack there. And I was like, yep, never know
Ew.
what's gonna happen. No, he was talking about the bag, the bag of pure alcohol.
But that's such a weird thing to say. Still,
I thought it was funny. I mean, I'm in the South. That's the least weird thing someone could say, honestly. It was just like, oh, you have a bag of presents, you know. So that's how I interpreted it. I think that's how they meant it.
I hope so.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly, I don't think he was talking about like my ass or something, because I don't think anyone's ever referred to that
A
as a Santa
Santa
sack.
sack.
But like, but then,
It's kind of hilarious.
and so he said, I was like, yeah, you know, the holidays, you never know what's gonna happen, so I like to be prepared. And he's like, yeah, get it, girl. And like,
Oh,
not even girl, but like, girl, which made me think perhaps this person is a part of the community. Cause like, sorry, like, they like, let people in the South are weird. Yeah, it's just like it's almost compulsory to have a conversation or like just a brief like
the
interaction.
people from the earth are weird.
Yeah, exactly. But because he said like "gur" instead of like "girl," or he kind of said it in like a "girl," but it was like
Oh
"gur."
yeah, I get what you mean.
So it's like, okay, maybe they're part of the community, and like that's it. So I think that's the only time in like quite a while where I haven't been bothered by being misgendered, because I was like, you probably a homo too.
Probably.
And for some reason that felt okay. I wanted to say something. Oh, you said people from Earth are weird. So like, I think like that's one of the things that people think that gender is just so simple. I think it's like one of the most complex things because it's a complete fucking construct. We've made it
Yeah.
up and we've made it into what we think it is. And so, like, it's just like ridiculous. So, like, I identify as a trans man, but like, if people ask me like my percentage of like man, woman, because like, whatever, like, I am like 90% man and 10% alien slash other. Like, I like
Oh
all.
yeah, my percentage of other is high,
Yeah,
especially after seeing Skinny Puppy, because that was the theme. The other was
yeah,
the theme of the show.
yeah, yeah. And like, so like, even as someone who identifies as a trans man, I guess technically I probably am somewhere in like the non-binary spectrum. But like, I mean, I still like, because so much of me identifies as a man.
You identify as a weirdo,
Yes, I do.
and that's the best thing ever, to be honest.
Yeah, that's one of the things. So I've been wanting to make like leather tags to go on my like goods to like, like, if you buy them on Etsy, you can get like five for like
Yeah.
$15. Like, they're so expensive. And so I was like, maybe I'll make my own and have like a leather stamping kit, which is also expensive to get started. But then I was like, 99.9% of what I sell are packers. And I was like, you can't really put a label on packers. So I was
Mm.
like, okay, maybe not.
Maybe an inner label, but then you wouldn't see it.
Yeah. Especially like if I wanted to make it leather, like I could make it like under the fold, but like I
Mm.
just like I don't that's not necessary. So like if I made a lot of hats, sold a lot of hats, stuff like that. Oh, Joanne is having a deal right now where, well, they were having it yesterday. Let me check before I say it. Um so they were having a sale where their anti-pilling anti-pilling living yarn, you know what I'm talking about,
Mm-hmm.
with all the pride colors, or with some of the pride colors. It was on a good sale. I think it's a doorbuster. And they're having a shit ton of doorbusters. 6 ounce big twist is $2.79.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Red Heart Super Saver, just the regular size, not the jumbo, is $3.79, which I
That's
think
really
is pretty similar to Walmart. But I think Walmart just does jumbos now. I don't know. But anyways, let me look at this fucking yarn. Okay. Okay. So Big Twist Living is normally um 6.49
mm,
skein, and they're not very large skeins. And now they are 2.79.
that's a big discount. That's when you get all the yarn, to be honest.
Yeah. So I bought two of the lesbian flag, two of the trans pride, because that's all they had in store other than solid colors. And I'm like,
Oh,
I've heard this yarn's not great, so like, why are they even bothering with selling solid colors? But anywho, but yeah, so they have some. I know this yarn is quite controversial. Um,
oh, right. That's the one with the colors that aren't in the right order, right?
Yeah, and I think so. Like, some people have said, like, "Hey, I think it's supposed to be more for like an incognito type of
Oh, okay. Yeah.
which I'm like, okay, that's like that makes sense." But like, I personally have scoured the internet for different pride colors, and like,
Mm.
I can get rainbow, and I can sometimes find trans because they're baby colors,
Yeah.
but like anything other than that, I don't.
Obi has a few.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, you told me about that.
yeah, they
I
have a
didn't.
few
I
ones. They're
don't think I've.
expensive to order and everything, but like, a few of their yarns have non-official queer flags, pride flags, like their universe line has quite a few, and I think it's by design and they just don't advertise them as such, but you get a very good lesbian flag in there.
Let me go to Hobie
Yeah,
and see. Because, like, okay, so you said in there, which line?
universe.
Oh, yeah, those are so gorgeous. I'm like,
And you have the demi girl and the demi boy
oh,
flag in there.
really? That's really cool, actually.
Yeah.
Okay, Santa sale, save up to 60%. Let's see. Okay, so here's the universe.
I saw an idea the
Okay,
other
so I
day
think like the
pushing the ribbon
greenish
in.
one kind of looks like
So
the,
I can get
but
that.
that's kind of green and blue.
Cool.
I
Yeah, Roberta, I'm all for that. I like removable tags.
mm-hmm.
That sounds awesome.
That's actually a good idea.
Yeah,
Um, I do like that. Although I don't know how much getting like a custom stamp would be. Like I like the ones that say like either like this took forever, like fucking forever to make, or I like funny ones like that. Like made with love and also a lot of curse words and alcohol or I don't know, whatever. But
I
like
would.
when I was thinking about what I would put on a hat if I made my own, I think I would just say weirdo on it.
I want one that says "Made with Hate."
Oh, I love that. That would be cheap too. Yeah, it would just be getting the stamp. Uh,
Made with hate and evil.
yeah, so I definitely see this one kind of looks like the lesbian flag to me. Although, doesn't the lesbian flag have
That's
hate?
not the one that looks like the lesbian flag. If you
I
click on
really
the
don't know what
little
other flags
plus,
look like, apparently.
if you click on the little plus, like all colors option, you'll see they have quite a few that look like pride flags.
Okay.
They have the pansexual colors, actually, I think.
Do
I
they?
have,
Oh, I guess I see it right here. This one?
yeah. Yeah, that's the pan, kind of pan looking colors.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know. Like, I don't think any of these I would look at other than like maybe like this one and be like,
Yeah,
yeah, I know what flag that is, or the rainbow one. But like,
this one, wait, um, this one right there. Okay, yeah, that's the one that's like with the lesbian colors. They
okay.
have that orange in there, that pink, that red, and all the different shades of it. And
Oh,
that's why I think they purposefully did that because, like, okay, if you look here, you have the ace flag. It's not showing really well, but like you have the gray,
oh
the darker
shit,
gray,
you're
the
right.
lighter gray, and that purple.
Oh, I
It's
honestly
meant
like
to
I
be.
would have never like looked at that and been like, that's
Yeah,
the ace flag.
that's
But
the
now I
thing.
see
It's
it.
meant
Yeah.
to be random. Like there had to be some uh and that's like the demi girl colors right there.
Oh,
And they
really?
also have the demi boy colors with the blue and the gray.
Okay. Yeah.
Clearly
I
someone
feel
put
like these
some
are definitely like to me, at least just with the pictures, they oh, Staples would do a special stamp. Oh, cool. That's a cool
yeah.
idea. I like that. Um uh also um yeah, I feel like if I looked at these, I wouldn't there's nothing I would like automatically be like, that's a pride flag, you know?
But it's kinda
But no, I know I'm
adjacent,
yeah, no, it's definitely adjacent, but
It's
like
discreet if you don't want pick up people to pick up on it, but you know, if you make an item with this yarn for yourself, it can be pride theme. Like,
Oh, this is kind of like the gay male.
yeah.
It doesn't really show up well on my colors.
And I have my polysexual flag here, which I love.
Oh, see, I didn't even know those were the colors. They're fucking pretty.
Yeah.
What is polysexual? Sorry, I don't know.
You mean the definition?
Yes.
It's when you like some people and not others, but like it's part of the bisexual umbrella, if
Hmm.
it makes sense. But like it's when you like certain genders but not others. But since I started identifying as that, I discovered that I like those other genders as well. So I don't know if I really count anymore.
Yeah. I so that sounds like so similar to pansexual for me because it
Yeah,
took me a long time, like I mean maybe an embarrassingly long time, I don't know, um, to understand the difference between bisexual and pansexual
yeah.
because I have a friend who identifies as bisexual and but he was like, yeah, like I like non-binary folks, I like men, I like women or whatever. And just like basically like, you know, it seemed
Yeah.
like everyone was included. And I was like, but I thought bisexual like literally like was called bisexual because it was like about the
No,
binary.
some people use it, and some people use it to mean that they are just into their gender and other genders.
Yeah,
That's where the confusion is, I think.
yeah. But apparently like by definition, like by the current definition, bisexual is when you like two or more genders.
Yeah.
Um, but then I was like, well, what is pansexual then?
Pan
Um,
is you like everyone regardless of their genitals, basically.
yeah, I think the thing is like you like so both my wife and I identify as pansexual, and like it definitely took some growing to get there, but like my whole life, like I had uh, I guess like typical quote unquote relationships with women. And then I would have like really strong emotional relationships that were like romantic, but they
Mm.
weren't physical with
Oh,
men. And then once I transitioned, so part of like HRT that like people don't talk about is like sometimes it can like amplify feelings you had for a gender
yeah.
like more than they were before. And so like that's when I flipped the switch. And it was so weird because like I went from like being like, oh, he's cute, like he seems like a nice guy, and I would have these like, I mean, granted, I did all this while I was married, so I wasn't like looking for dudes to do anything with, but like now I'm like I have like sexy fantasies about everybody, but like it's only particular people. So I think the thing with pansexuals, the difference between like pan and bi, as far as I understand, is bi is like you're attracted to someone or I mean maybe this is even included in poly, I don't know, um but you're attracted to them like based on their gender.
Yeah.
Whereas pan is like it's like highly like you're attracted to the person and not necessarily the gender.
Yeah, that's a difference. For polysexual, it's based on their gender. And then there's omnisexual where it's like it's basically pansexual, but you make the distinction between genders.
Yeah,
You like everyone, but you like everyone for what they are, not just the person, but you like the physical aspect. as much. You see like something in their physical characteristic that appeals to you
Mm-hmm.
specifically, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Huh. Okay.
I'm weird because I'm averse to genitals. I've talked about this a little bit in the past,
Yeah.
but like I'm polysexual and uh, now I like all genders because I realized recently that I really like cis women. I'm just picky. That's why I didn't find a lot of them attractive. I'm just a picky person. But
Mhm.
what was I saying? I don't remember. I don't remember where I was going with this.
Yeah, the last thing I got was that you were attracted to cisgender women.
Yeah, but I don't remember where I was going with this.
That's fair. That's me like all the time. So
Yeah.
that's the ADHD. It'll come back
No,
eventually.
no, that's not the ADHD. That's the CPTSD. It's a memory thing right now.
Mhm.
I can't like say a thing in order, like relate an event in order or something. I
Yeah,
struggle with that.
I can't either. I also have CPTSD, but so I like when I chalk up like a lot of my memory issues, it's like one or
Yeah,
the other. I usually blame it on ADHD because I think that like
yeah,
maybe that's more of it, but I don't know. Like, so my older sister um is a bitch, but um
that's great.
but she also has CPTSD, and
Oh,
like she literally can't remember huge chunks of her childhood, and I can't forget them, you
yeah.
know. So, but like there are other things that like I just have like a lot of memory impairment. Also, I think I have a shit memory.
Things come back to me in flashbacks. I don't have memories of events, and I don't have memories in order. I just get like these tiny little flashes, and apparently that's not usual, and that's caused by PTSD. So
Yeah, I get those too. But like I mean like for me like I think this is ADHD. For me, time is like so squiggly
yeah,
that like I don't like have really any concept of time. And so like that's when I tell stories like out of order and I'll be like, oh yeah, I forgot about this detail. Oh my
yeah,
gosh,
that's
whenever I start with a new
for sure.
therapist, it's like pulling teeth because like I am like, oh yeah, this happened. Oh yeah, did I mention
Yeah.
this happened? And they're like, wait, what the fuck? But like everything is so like interconnected and like time really wasn't a factor in it. It was just like, it didn't matter whether it was 4 or 8 when this thing happened. It still happened. So I've just never had that like time awareness. So it's always just been like
Okay, hold on. I made a mistake. I have to count.
five, 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 five. Sorry, I'm really annoying when people have to count.
Okay, I have to start again.
Oh no.
Yeah. Okay. Um, I missed a big part of what you were saying just now. I'm sorry.
No worries. I know when you're counting, it's definitely harder. But I just don't have time awareness, and I have a really
Yeah.
bad memory, so everything just kind of like coalesces to be like my past. And then if people ask me to do stuff, I forget all the time.
Mhm.
It's just
Well,
my brain.
yeah, I get what you mean. I have dyscalculia, and that has a time component. Like, usually people who have that, like, yeah, we struggle with math, but also we tend to be really time blind.
Yeah, I would say I'm time blind, but I know for a fact that I don't have dyscalculia. because I got my degree in math. And math has been like one of the only things that's ever made sense to me. Like
Yeah,
social studies or like language arts, especially language arts. I love studying history, like I really
I'm
do.
great at languages.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that you can even speak two is like just amazing to me.
Well, I had private English lessons as a child. I have no merit. I was taught early.
It does have merit because people who are bilingual, like a lot of them, they hear information and they put it into their their native language, and then they have to translate.
Mm.
And even if you kind of learn them
I
both
don't translate anymore.
around the same time, yeah, I
My
was like,
brain
maybe
is
you don't
pretty much in English anyway.
yeah.
Sometimes I struggle finding French words because my whole life is in English. In Montreal, you can pretty much get away with it. Like, people greet you in both languages in stores and such.
Yeah, I'm still impressed. I struggle with one language, so languages have never been my forte. When I had to do them in school, I luckily they had Latin online classes,
Mm.
and so if there's an online course, I'm gonna be fine because when I'm taking a test.
Mm.
Anyways, I don't condone cheating. Um, but yeah, I'm just not great at it. And also, if I'm gonna learn a language, let me learn a dead one that no one will ever have to speak to me in.
Yeah.
Also, like my dad was like a really big proponent of it because he's like, "Oh, you could be a lawyer, you could be a doctor," and like, you
Oh
know,
boy.
he doesn't really sound like that, but it was just like, and plus, like, it'll make learning a lot of other languages in the future, if you want, easier because, you know, Latin
Mm.
is the root for all Romance languages. Um, so I learned it, but I just, I like, I managed to go through college without like a foreign language um, requirement because of how I got my
Mm.
degrees, because I got my associates and somehow managed, because I was like doing like a associates of science instead of arts, um, because I did my associates in science, I didn't have to take a foreign language. Don't know really how that happened, but like literally everyone around me had to take it, and I
To be
didn't.
honest, I have no idea what you're talking about because our school system is so different that I don't even know what the associate thing is.
Yeah, that's fine. So associates is a 2 year degree basically, and bachelor's is like four.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we
So
don't
most,
have the associate. We have the bachelor.
yeah. So most people who get associate's degrees get them in community college.
Okay, that's where it's different here because here we have collegial level of education, and then we have university, and you do your bachelor and masters and all that, and doctorate. You do that in university, but you have 2 years of college prior to that. Yeah,
Okay. Okay, that's cool. I didn't know that. Um,
yeah.
yeah. Uh, so I went to a community college, which those aren't required. Some people go straight into a 4 year program, but I just wasn't. One, it saves you a shit ton of money. It's crazy. Um, because a lot of your tuition is paid by taxpayer money. Um, uh, just so that they can keep it affordable. And
Oh, that's awesome.
then also, uh, it's just like, if you're not if you not serious or if you don't know what you want to do, it's a good place to start. because like you can go from, because like the associates is like basically all of your um the like mandatory general education
Mm-hmm.
requirements. Um, so you have to do like biology or chemistry, and then you have to do like up to a you have to do like certain level of college level math classes. There are classes taught there that are below college level, but I
Mm-hmm.
never took any. I did date someone who was in like the lowest level of math there, and so we would be like doing homework at her house. And okay, thanks, Lydia. I'm really excited to see it. Okay, let's see.
I did like I was in college for like 10 years total. I think from 2000, almost 10 years. From 2010 to 2018. So I was almost 10 years.
Are we the
Like
same age?
I'm 30.
I'm 32. I graduated in 2010,
Yeah.
but um I was older for my grade. That is a very cute hook, Lydia. What size is that? Um, it's like white and blue, has these like cute little details on it. Very nice. Looks ergonomic. Um, so yeah, so I started college in 2010, and then I finished most of the classes I needed for my associates, that 2-year degree, where you can, if you get that, you can like transfer to any program, any
Oh.
4-year program, assuming you did like well enough. They still look at your grades and shit. But if you like fucked up royally in high school and your grades were shit, um, or like I don't even know if you needed to take like the SAT or the ACT or whatever those are, like to get into community college. So if you had like a bad SAT score, you could still get into community college. So that was one of the perks.
Yeah. Here we have government exams. Like I don't know what the name of them are, but basically they assess your skill level and everything, and um, that's not how you apply to college, because college also takes into account your grades and everything, but
Hmm.
they assess your level basically, and they're not like they're standardized tests
Hmm.
that are given across the board, but
Yeah, it sounds like they're really similar, although I don't
yeah.
believe ours are government run. I think that the college board runs them. They may have political ties. I don't know, but
Okay, ours are not for college though. I think um they're taken a little bit before the last year actually.
hmm.
And I think they're like in secondary 3 or something. And like you have to pass them and prove to the not the government but like the Ministry of Education that you fit their standard that they've set for, you know,
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds like very similar, but also slightly different. Yeah. So I didn't do. I actually tested really poorly in the math portion, because I just got super anxious. Um, and even though that was like what I was better at, um, like I don't suck terribly at language
Mhm.
arts because I try to find, like, if they're like, this is to this as this is to blank, and like stuff like tests like that and stuff. I like those. I'm not totally great at because I don't know a lot of words. Like
Mm.
if they're complicated words, like my family, we didn't use them growing up, so it was just never like a
I
thing.
was thinking
But
about
if you
it.
like talk to Mel for like 5 minutes, you realize her vocabulary is like 18 times the size of mine. I'm always like, what is this? What does this mean? Someone called me this. I don't know if it's good or bad.
I'm sorry to hear you're in pain, Lydia.
Oh, your back got hurt at work. Oh no. I hope you can ease some of that pain. Maybe either heat or ice, depending on how
I
you're
felt
feeling.
weird yesterday. I felt almost sick and like I had a bit of a sore throat and that's gone away now, but I took a plague test and fortunately it was negative, but
Yeah.
I
Well, that's
felt so
good.
shit that it was like I wonder if it's not COVID.
Yeah, I mean, I do know that, as far as I know, Mercury is in retrograde, which typically, affects technology, like primarily, but like also it has a tendency to turn your life upside down. And so I know a lot of people are dealing with just like pain. I mean, my like pain level over this past weekend was just like almost completely off the charts. Like I
Yeah.
don't think I've felt that bad, and I don't know if ever, honestly. Like it was so bad because I started a new med, um, and I started it right after I was manic. It was
Mm.
a mess. I thought that I literally was preparing to go to the hospital because I was like I can't do this, but then like I was like, first of all, I'm supposed to have my top surgery. It's currently scheduled for March. And I was like, if I go to the hospital and they fucking cancel my surgery again, I am going to do bad things.
Goodness, I hope they don't do that.
I don't think that they would, but I don't want to give them a single reason to do that. Also, if I was like, I was manic, I was like, I don't know if they'll take that. Like, should I mean, I don't, I was like, I literally don't know. Um, and I had like trigger warning self harm. I had self harmed while I was manic, um, which isn't something I usually do, although I usually do a bunch of stupid shit, which probably could fall under that umbrella.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but like, if they were like, you did this, so you clearly want to end your life, so we are gonna have to move your surgery back another fucking year.
How many times have they pushed it back now?
Just once,
Oh, okay.
but like, but it took a really long time to get it scheduled, and
Okay.
and I had to be on testosterone for a certain amount of time, which I think is ridiculous because some people choose not to use HRT and they can
Yeah.
still get top surgery. Like I literally saw and I was like, this motherfucker. Like in one of my trans groups, this person had top surgery 2 months ago and they're starting T like now. And
Mm.
I was like, "Wait, what? How? What?" I mean, not that you have to do all of the above to, get whatever done to your body that you want, but like it was a requirement for me to be on testosterone for at least 2 years before I could have top surgery.
That's so weird. But
Yeah, they keep on like pushing this like you might change your mind bullshit, and like it's
and then
like
my
mostly
my
because
friend
insurance
thinks
companies.
that my I don't know if you saw my post, but then my friend thinks that they're making children transition. No, even as an adult, like it's hell. You have to go through a process and be on hormones for a while and have therapy for a while.
Yeah. I'm just gonna put it out there for anyone who thinks that people choose to be gay or to be trans or
Oh,
to
we
be
don't.
anything under the umbrella of the
We don't.
community. Nobody does, because do you think we would elect to make our lives harder for
No.
fucking fun?
No.
Do you think we would want to change our body? When people tell me, don't mutilate your body, I was like, my body came out mutilated. So I'm trying to undo Lord Jesus's mistake.
Yeah.
And so I just like, and like, don't tell me what to do with my body. There was like this the one night that we had like a bunch of trolls, which luckily for me has been only just like one time really. Um, but like this person was so adamant about not mutilating my body, and I was like, well, I'll do whatever I want to. And then I was like, do you stand outside of all plastic surgery like places and tell people not to change anything about themselves?
I would just be like, already did.
Yeah, I
I
would.
have tattoos everywhere.
Yeah, and I was like, do you have a problem with people who get tattoos? And I was like, what about the people with the cleft palates who get that change? I'm like, do you have a problem with that? Like, like he, because they were uh, like I'm against all surgeries, and I'm like, that's bullshit.
What about heart
I
surgery?
know. He was like,
Did you know that knee surgery has a higher regret rate than like gender affirming surgeries?
yeah,
Like, knee surgery is one that has a really high regret rate.
yeah. And like, I would say that more times than not, like, people love to throw out the detransition rate like it's some like crazy high fucking number,
It's
which
not.
is super low. And it's like, and like those people, it's not necessarily
And do you
that.
know how?
Oh, go ahead.
Okay, continue. I'll say it after.
But like, it's like maybe they just like had further evolution in their gender identity and
Yeah.
realized like, hey, I thought it was this, and now I'm more
And
knowledgeable.
so many of them end up retransitioning after.
Yeah. Or like, but like generally that from the people I know about people who detransition, um, like typically they tend to be trans allies
Yeah.
because they're like, I really thought that this is what I wanted. So they're not like, I'm gonna disparage other people from getting it.
Yeah.
But like there's
Um,
one person
mm,
who's like super popular on like TikTok or something. I keep on seeing their videos, and I'm like, I always like put a notification like, I don't want to see this video. I don't want to see this video.
yeah.
I don't want to see this
But
video.
do you know how much money conservatives pay the transitioners to tell stories like these that will scare the public?
Yeah,
They're paid handsome sums of money. I don't know if you knew this, but like they
I believe
offer
it.
them money to go on panels and stuff, and to go on legislator thingies and talk about their awful story of how they were forced to transition and all that, and how confused they were and blah blah blah. They're paid for that. They're getting told what to say.
Oh, that's so gross.
Is
Um, yeah, but like, like it's okay. Like a lot of surgeries do have like regret rates
of
and stuff like
course.
that. But like transitioning, like gender affirming surgeries tend to be like the least.
Yeah,
Um, and like, like people like to shove it in our faces, like, like you're gonna regret it. And it's like,
but
maybe I
my life
will.
is hell now.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll have complications during the
But
surgery.
I have to do something, like,
Yeah. It's
you know.
like, okay, so you want me to sacrifice my happiness, my long-term goals,
Yeah.
you want me to sacrifice that because you, for some fucking weird reason, think you have any kind of priority in my mind and what I do. And
Yeah.
I don't understand it. Like, let me fucking live my life. But, it's like, but yeah, then, then it's not so much the women and children, it's more like the person was like, why don't you just be a masculine woman? And I'm like, why don't you just be like
Why don't you just be a ghost and leave my
yeah. But
yeah.
like I don't mind like educating people if I feel like
Yeah.
they're truly misinformed. And this person was open to talking. So by the end of it, they were like, "Oh, like thanks for talking." And like I don't owe anyone an explanation for why I
No.
live my life the way I do, but if I am in the mood to say to advocate for myself
Yeah.
and other people in my position, I'm going to use it.
Of
That's my
course.
choice. I don't owe it to anyone to be calm, cool, and collected when people are
Yeah.
telling me not to mutilate my body. Like, I've been mutilating my body since I was,
Me too.
I don't even know. And, this is the best thing I could do for my body, my mental well being. Um, and, like, it's literally so much work to be under the trans umbrella and to be
It
queer
is.
and just like all of that. It's so much work constantly having to say your pronouns and
And then
or
people are
like
like,
explain
yeah,
who you love or like whatever. And so it's like no one would choose this life. I mean, of
no.
course, there are a ton
A
of
lot of
people who I could wish I could be a gay drag queen, and yeah, because they glamorize it, but they also make fun of gender in like a huge
yeah.
way. I don't know.
People are like, pronouns are stupid, blah 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 blah. But then they say I, my, blah blah, and they're actively using pronouns in the same sentence. And when you point that out, they're like, yeah, but now I don't know
Yeah,
if
but you made me have to think, and I don't like that.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yeah, I've explained, like people who are like they them isn't singular, and I'm like it absolutely is.
It is.
Um, and I mean, it can be, it can also not be, but it's valid, a valid use of the English language. And
Yeah.
I know I don't know how people do it in other languages because everything seems so gendered in a lot of languages.
In in French, we didn't used to have them, but now they've added some. Like people don't use them, but we have now el, which is basically a they them for
Oh, cool.
French. Because in French you have il and elle, which are the gendered pronouns. Il is he, elle is she, basically, but el is like a combination of the two.
Oh,
And
cool.
some people use that. I mean, I use it, but nobody wants to use it for when they talk about me, but that's besides the point.
Yeah,
And right now we're meeting a lot of resistance because half the queer community uses them and the other half is like, I don't really like that. And we're just in the process of figuring out what we like and what we don't like about gender neutral terms in French. Because
yeah,
French is a very gendered language, like a table is feminine.
yeah. That's what I'm most familiar with Spanish.
Yeah,
And a chair and a table, they have genders.
yeah,
So I can't imagine existing in that world um as someone who falls kind of I guess between the binary genders,
Yeah.
which I do, but like, you know, I don't think 10% alien is like enough to, you know, it's, I want to be identified as a trans man, so I am. I do what I want.
Of
Fuck it.
course.
Um, so yeah, I just like, you know, like all of these conversations about like who's included in the club and who's not,
Ugh.
just like, I just like, I fucking hate it. Like, I am just like, let people live their lives.
Let people
Like,
live.
yeah, and like it, you know, like people like used to be imprisoned for being homosexual.
Mm-hmm.
And like I saw this interview with like an 80-year-old trans woman. She had just come out as trans. And she was married to a woman, and they're like, "Why did you wait till you were 80?" And she was like, "I like when I was growing up, it you would get imprisoned for being homosexual. So
Yeah.
like being trans wasn't even like on the fucking,
Mm.
you know, in my realm of possibilities." And like the fact that like people are so much themselves that they're willing to go to prison for it should show you that like it's not a choice.
It's not a choice.
Yeah, honestly, like, yeah, I mean, and I know we've talked about it a lot, but like, yeah, anyone who like the way I've described like using they them pronouns to people who are very resistant or like it's not part of the English language. I'm like, I try to explain things
But
very simply
yeah.
so that people can realize how dumb it sounds when they've got a problem with it. And also they like a lot of people get nervous that they'll misgender someone once they know that
Mm.
they use a certain pronoun. And I'm like, it happens. Just
It
so you're smart
happens.
when you
Did
realize it.
I tell you Ogre misgendered me in Calgary?
Mm. Oh, you know, you
And
didn't tell
then
me
he
that.
was like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm just an old man. I don't know how to talk to people." And he like took
Oh,
5 minutes to apologize, and I'm like, "It's cool. I know you didn't mean it."
yeah. I feel like, yeah, it's like all it takes is you realizing that you're doing it
Yeah.
and being like, "Oh shit, sorry," and like that's fine, you know, you know, or just like an oops,
Mhm.
and then correcting yourself from then on. Even if
Yeah.
you
People.
misgender someone again, just say oops again. Like
Yeah.
if you're trying, I try to be really patient with you. Some people are at their wits end and they're less patient and
Mm.
they're allowed to be. Um, but like when people are like, "Oh, it's not part of the English language," and I'm like,
It
"Okay, let me paint you a
is.
picture." Like you see someone up on a hill. I don't know why I picked this particular image, and they're pretty far away from you, and that person has a kite and they let go of it and it's flying away,
Yeah.
and you don't know their gender, so you say, "Oh shit, their kite's flying away," and they're like, "Oh." I'm like, if you don't know someone's gender,
Or if they're
use it.
really against them, they will say, "Oh, uh, his or her kite is flying away." And
I
you're just like, why are you adding extra words? You could just sit there.
yeah, yeah.
But I've
That's
seen
just
it
someone
a
being a
lot
fucking asshole.
from transphobes and biphobes. It's like they will say he or she on purpose to avoid saying they them.
Yeah, and it's like it just doesn't have to be like that. Just
No,
stop being a dick.
it's just extra steps at that point. Just say they. You will survive. I
Yeah,
promise.
yeah, exactly. That's if that's the thing that breaks your back and breaks your
Yeah.
spirit, like you are the snowflake in this situation,
Yeah,
not us. Yeah.
definitely.
I like the like if people if if someone keeps misgendering me but they apologize, like that's something that I personally can let slide. Like I have a
Yeah.
bad memory. I understand shit happens, whatever, like but
You
like
know,
if I tell someone, like if someone misgenders me, I
uh,
correct them.
I
I'll
misgender myself sometimes.
Same. I've gotten, the longer I've been out, the easier it's been.
Yeah.
But I do sometimes dead name myself in my head. I'm like, the fuck? um, but if they misgender me, I correct them, and then they go, "Oh, I'm so sorry." And then from then on out, they continue to misgender me. I keep my mouth shut, and I'm like, "Fuck
Yeah.
this person." Um, like my like counseling thing that I'm in 9 hours a week. I also go to their alumni because their like alumni groups are so good. They have like everything from like process group, and this is like after you're done. I'm just in it because it's my second time in there. But they started to have a bunch of like really cool, like non necessarily like therapeutic
Mm.
um groups. So like I've been in D&D campaigns. Um, I I did I've done astrology. I've done tarot,
Yeah.
like all kinds of cool witchy stuff. There's like one about the moon, and like
Nice.
it's so cool. There's so many cool ones. I'm actually in the knitting and crocheting group too. Um, but the astrology one, like basically she would just read your chart. And like normally when you're in groups, you have your pronouns.
Mm.
And I can't remember if I had my pronouns in my title or not. I think I did, which was made it more unsettling. My name is Ian, which is not a particularly feminine name.
Mm.
Also, people don't know how to pronounce it. They're like, "Is it Ian?" I'm like, "What the fuck is an Ian?"
Iron?
Iron, like they hard I. I'm like, what is this about? But like, I thought picking Ian would be a good
Like
name.
a particle?
No, not an ion, an IN.
Oh, okay. I see, I see, I see.
Yeah. And then some people just say like Ann, and I'm like, it's got an I in it at the beginning. It's not a silent I. Like it's got 3 letters. There are no silent. But people have a really hard time with it. And I've talked to other people who have been Ian from birth,
Yeah.
and they are like, I was like, I picked Ian, but shit.
It's stuck in your head
It's stuck in
now.
my head now.
You're iron forever now.
Oh fuck that. Um, but like, I I I think that they try to rationalize the name with how I kind of appear, which is a
Mm.
little femme because I'm a little femme trans boy. But uh fuck, what was I saying? But yeah, so like uh so when I was getting my birth chart read by her, first of all, she was like, "Oh fuck," and I was like, "I told you." Um, uh, so, um, like, um, she wasn't like I didn't really like her as a facilitator, anyways, because she just
Oh.
kind of was like, I don't know. She gave me vibes from the beginning, but I was just patiently waiting to get my birth chart read because I am on the cusp in both my sun and my moon. My sun and my moon are in complete opposition, like to the degree. Um, and they're both on a cusp. So like technically my sun sign is 29 degrees Libra, but like I like identify as like a Scorpio because
Mm.
like everything in my body screams Scorpio. I really don't have a lot of Libra tendencies. Um, or really, I mean, I guess like, whatever, but like not really. I kind of follow the Scorpio track. Anyways, so she misgendered me.
Oh
My
boy.
name is Ian, not Ian. Um, and my name and my gender are at the top of my birth chart. Um, and then uh, she uh, she's like also talking to the other people in the group, and they're like, "Okay, what does everyone notice about her birth chart?" And I was like, "Actually, I use he/him pronouns." And she was like, "Oh, oh, oh, so sorry." And I was like, "Okay." And then literally the rest of it was like she, her.
Oh boy.
And I didn't correct her, but I recorded like what, because she was clearly like a very skilled astrologer and like was reading like all these like different things into it. And I was like, whoa, that's cool. So like it was, I wanted to, I recorded the reading, and she was I was playing it for Mel, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, did she stop misgendering you ever?" And I was like, "When the reading was over."
Seriously? Oh,
Yeah,
I think it's because she was probably in her professional brain, not not to say that you can't gender someone correctly, but like sometimes when you're focused on the task at hand, like you have automatic phrasings and such that go in your mind.
yeah, and like pretty much everyone else in the group had she, her pronouns.
Yeah,
So like, I mean, maybe like you're just used to reading for women more often, but like I said, I'm only gonna correct you once because everything else is fucking annoying to me. You're just being rude, as far as I'm concerned. That's how I view it. Like, I understand like being in like the habit of it, but like I said, we catch
yeah,
ourselves misgendering people, misgendering ourselves, and we're like, oh fuck, sorry. And like, misgendering
yeah,
happens. But like when people don't appreciate respecting your correction, then I'm like, I can't I can't fucking help you.
yeah,
Like, and I'm not gonna let you make me feel bad, because like you know now, and you're everyone wants to know where you're at.
I'm in Canada. I live in Montreal, and I've been a Canadian my whole life. And I live in the cold. Mm.
um have you watched Canada's Drag Race, or do you not support RuPaul?
No.
Okay. Um, there have been some really fun queens to come out of Canada's Drag Race. I only watched season one because I've kind of gotten tired of Drag Race in general. I watched
Mm.
Dragula, but which they invite people from all over the world, so
Yeah,
it's, cool. And they're also like they've been like trans friendly, drag king friendly,
that's cool.
like for like the whole time, which is not the case for other people.
Mm.
Um, but like, uh, yeah, yeah. Now I just watched Dragula. There is like, oh my gosh. Do you watch that? Hey Don, welcome in.
Hi, Don. How are you? No, I don't watch it. Like I explained to you a while ago that it's not that I don't like drag, but I have a hard time focusing on watching anything like that.
Hmm.
Just because, like, if I'm gonna focus on on something, a show or anything. It has to have a story or something. I'm not really into beauty stuff and things like that.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
so Dragula is a like spooky, weird,
yeah, I
gross,
know. I know
dirty.
what it is.
Um, but but I feel like there are some good stories behind it. But like this is like this is like my current favorite from uh Nia. Sorry, I'm so bad with names. Uh
Don is my fellow skinny puppy fan. Just saying.
Oh,
But
we've
yeah,
been on here like 3 hours. Oh my gosh. I might end this because uh
yeah, I'm about to go eat as well. I'm hungry. I've
yeah,
been hungry for the past few hours actually.
well, I will let you go, Winter. I will let everyone else go.
It's
No,
been nice talking to you.
Mel was like, keep going. And I was like, I'm trying to
Oh,
end this.
I'm enjoying myself.
but I'm
Hey, well,
hungry.
you're
I'm
so I can
dying.
just crochet in here.
No, you're dying.
I'm dying of hunger.
It's just been 3 hours that I've been on here, and I'm like, shit, I'm tired of hearing the sound of my own voice. That's rude. Mel's having the first of 2 very busy weeks at work. I mean, she's always super busy, but these are like she's working like double the hours. She sleeps like 3 hours a night and works the
Yeah.
rest. It's fucking awful. Um, but yeah, so but I'm always trying to talk to her, and she's like, "Shut the fuck up." She doesn't say it; she thinks it.
Oh,
Tell me I'm wrong. But thank you all for hanging out with me. I'm glad that we solved transphobia once and for all. Um,
hopefully we can always dream.
yeah, I don't think we're gonna solve anything on this channel, but one step at a time. So before I leave for good, I am going to mention the fundraiser that I am doing. It will be a streaming marathon on the 21st on the Ian is a Weirdo channel. I know I'm streaming on 2 channels right now. It will be on the Ian is a Weirdo channel, which is the one with the green and black smiley. Um, it will be for Alzheimer's awareness. This is actually, I think, one of the first times I've done a stream for a non-LGBTQ plus um, uh, charity. It's definitely not in recent memory. Um, but I'm trying to raise money. My grandma passed of Alzheimer's. I'm going to be doing a bunch of different crafts. We can craft together. I'm going to be sharing the crafts and how to do them so that if you want to do them yourself, you can do that too. And then hopefully we'll raise some money for Alzheimer's research and we'll all be rid of this. It's also for dementia as well. The Alzheimer's Association does Alzheimer's and dementia work, and there's just too many people, too many families affected by um, these diseases. So if you want to join, you don't have to pay anything. If you don't have money to donate, or that's totally fine. I get it. But if you want to show up, I will be online on the 21st, which is the Thursday. It's the winter solstice. So it's the shortest day of the year. The charity um, function is called the longest day, and they usually do it in June for the summer solstice because it's the longest day of the year. But they do like a smaller fundraiser for the winter solstice, which is the shortest day of the year. So I will be on from noon to 5:50 p.m. on Thursday the 21st because 5 hours and 50 minutes is the amount of daylight hours, daylight time that that is going to be here on that day for me. So I hope that makes sense. We're going to be doing giveaways at certain fundraising levels. They're going to be really fun, really cool. And I hope you all can join me. If you can't, you can always watch the replay. And the link for the donation for the charity is the first link in my description box below. So thanks for listening, and I love you all. Bye.
Bye.
I'm done
Bye,
in
everyone.
exactly 3 hours.